Howdy doody guys, it's Lara here from Rapture Arts. Now I'm here to talk to you about your split grip Fireman. This is an interesting one because the Fireman spin is not something you would normally do in split grip. The reason I introduce split grip to your Fireman is because split grip is such an integral grip later on. Gaining that strength early and getting comfortable in it early is really good and helps you later. But also with our Fireman, we already know our leg position. So we're not stressed about where we put our legs. We can think more about our hands. Split grip is normally used when there's nothing between you and the pole. So you don't want to go slamming into the pole. That is not nice. So if there's no limb between you and the pole, you don't have a leg in the way or something like that, that's when we'd look at using split grip. For our Fireman, we still have one leg in between us and the pole. So we get that slight pushback from our body as well, while we're getting used to how our split grip works. So that'll help you adjust without putting too much force on your grip. Now, one of those important things with your split grip is really making sure you've got this pull-push situation going. So with our pull-push, we are pulling with our top hand, we are pushing with our bottom hand. If you're not actively pulling with that top hand, you're going to feel some sharp pain down your forearm. So you really want to make sure you're not hanging out of that top arm, you are pulling away from the pole with it. You also want to make sure that your bottom arm is straight onto the pole. So I point my pointer finger down the pole, and when I do that, you'll notice that in your palm you've got a little dip. That dip faces the pole. So all my pressure is going straight all the way down into the pole. If you wrap that bottom finger, you'll notice that that little dip and your palm starts to wrap around the pole. So your pressure is going past the pole, not into the pole. Not only does it hurt your forearm a bit and play with all the little bits in your wrist, which there's so many of you don't want to play with, but it's not got direct pressure into the pole, so you end up holding more weight. It's not good for your body. So you really want to make sure that you have your pointer finger facing down the pole, that little dip in the palm of your hand lining up with your forearm. You have a straight arm all the way down. The other thing we want to be aware of with our split grip is our elbows. If you have hyperextending elbows, you really want to make sure you pull it back to keep a straight line. You don't want that line bending through. Again, that pressure goes straight into the pole. If you have a dip in your elbow, that pressure is suddenly going this way instead of this way. So being aware of hyperextensive elbows. If you do have hyperextensive elbows, there's lots of different things you can do to try and train them to hold themselves straight. But it's important you start early. Some things you can do is you can sit down on all fours. So you're on your hands and your knees. You set your elbows to be straight, so they're not turned out, they're straight, and then come up into a plank position. In that plank or front support position, as you've transferred weight, you want to hold those muscles where they are, so not letting them turn out. And getting used to stabilizing that is going to help you a lot. So that is all split grip, yeah? And like I said, we don't normally do it with our Fireman. But to get used to how it works, I like to do it with your Fireman because you can focus on your grip and not on the legs. Now with all the spins, I set the grip first and then I worry about the legs. So let's have a look at our Fireman. What we're going to do first is we are going to put our inside hand up. As always, we're going to roll our shoulder back. Now from here, I'm going to try to stand on the other side of the pole. Oh look, the camera's gone dark again. Brilliant. So I'm going to do it on this side. Making sure, whatever you do anyway, you're always training both sides. So I've got my inside hand up. I'm rolling my shoulder back. Now, putting your other hand on and then walking into that arm, it's ridiculously uncomfortable. So I take a step on my inside leg and I pivot to face the pole. Then I place my split grip arm, making sure that my finger is facing down the pole. Remembering I'm pulling with this one and I'm pushing with that one. Now technically you can just do that pull push and lift yourself off the ground. deadlifting into moves, especially in the beginning, is ridiculous. We want to use momentum to help us get into it, as much as it's technically able to be done. Let's stick with the spin first, yeah? So, we've got our grip, inside hand up, rolling the shoulder back, step on our inside leg, pivot, place our outside hand, pull with the top hand, push with the bottom hand. Now with our step and pivot, you notice I've got one leg that's sitting out here. It's my outside leg. So that would be the first leg to come around and come in front of the pole for your fireman spin. Now with your split grip fireman, you tend to keep your knees further out. It's more like a pixie sit. We're keeping our knees out, because if our knees were together and all of our shin was on the pole, then it'd be stuck on your hand. You'd have your hand in the way of your knees. So having your knees out to the side gives you that bit extra space. It makes you not feel so squashed. It also starts us transferring our weight onto our hands and not relying on that skin grip of our legs so much. So we know that our outside leg is coming in front. We're just going to put our ankle on. Now if I point my toe quite hard, I've actually got quite a grip with that ankle just there. Okay, it's almost like there's a little pocket for the pole behind your ankle when you point your toe. And then I'm just going to tap my other foot behind. And as I do that, I'm going to push off my back leg to create the spin. Let's start from the beginning and do it all together, yeah? Inside hand up, rolling the shoulder back, step on our inside leg, pivot, place the hand, finger down the pole, outside leg comes in front, push off the other leg and tap your heel onto the back of the pole, yeah? Now, we've got a bit of an idea of how the spins work, how the push-pull works. Once you get comfortable with that, the next step is to pull, I say with your wings. Pretend you've got wings on your back. Pulling with your wings makes you feel like you've got flight. So the difference would be a spin like this versus a spin like this. Woo! With a tree in the way. Super helpful. So pulling is actually your lower trapezius muscle, so it looks like a kite down your back, and we're pulling from there. Pulling with your wings makes you fly. So hopefully that helps. It's a really good one to get you started with your split grip, but then you can explore, because your split grip you can use upside down, you can use it everywhere. But we want to start, get our shoulders used to it, get our grip used to it, condition our forearm first, making sure we don't have hyperextensive elbows. Should I do it one more time, just so you get a look? Because that was broken into lots of bits there, especially being a new grip, and such an important one. Inside hand up, rolling the shoulder back, step on our inside leg, pivot, face the pole, bottom hand on, tap your legs on. So I hope that helps. Have fun with it. Practice it on your left and your right, and really make sure you pull with the top, push with the bottom. If you find your wrist is wrapping around the pole at the top, one, you gain that strength in time, so you can put a sweatband there to make sure that your wrist follows you as you spin instead of wrapping as you spin. But the other thing means you're not actively pulling with that top arm. So actively pull with that top arm and start to gain that strength in that wrist to follow you around the pole, so that top arm isn't wrapping around the pole. Okay, we're all good. Have fun. Thank you. And enjoy the journey.